In this video, I'm going to talk about heritage. Heritage is something that is important to many humans. I think it's stupid, it's total bullshit, and the very concept of heritage should just be completely abolished because it's so dumb. It's hard to even talk about it because first you have to sort of try to define what it is exactly, but it's so stupid that it's hard to even define what it is because it's nonsense. It's this idea that individuals somehow inherit cultural traits from their descendants, and therefore they should start reenact these cultural traits, believe that these cultural traits are somehow inherently part of them, and pass these traits down to their children. uh, what the fuck is this? Why would you do this? That's so fucking stupid. I mean, like, hypothetically, if I were to have children and they were to have children and their children had children, would I, why should I give a fuck with my great 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 grandchildren do? Like, what type of fucking crazy egocentric moron is going around thinking I need my descendants to behave a certain way because I was doing this bullshit while I was alive? Likewise, what fucking difference does it make to me what my great grandparents did? Like, do I owe them this? Was I the one who went out and told them to have sex and reproduce? And like how am I responsible? Like what is this? Like, how is this going to help dead people? This is. I mean, it's just so mind-blowingly stupid. And we get into these rituals that are handed down from the generation to generation that people just keep on doing the same shit because they're handed down from generation to generation. Like, what the fuck? And obviously with Judaism, the whole thing is one clusterfuck of crazy stuff. And let's just like go to the ritual genital mutilation, circumcision. Okay, this is a religious obligation, but it's kind of like a custom. It's something that's passed down because I'll tell you, there are lots of Jewish people out there who really don't care about God, who really are not going to care about religion at all, but they'll follow like Yom Kippur, or they'll get their kids circumcised, they'll have a bris, and they'll go through sort of some of these things. Now, why are they doing this? They're not keeping Sabbath. They're not really religious. They don't really believe in the religion. They kind of realize it's a mythology, but they're going through the motions. Let's light the Hanukkah candles. Let's try to not eat so much on Yom Kippur. Let's submit our son to genital mutilation as some type of cultural, ritual. Like, why is this? Like, what is going on in the mind? It's just, well, my parents did it, their parents did it, my great grandparents did it. It's been going on for thousands of years, so I guess we might as well do it. What is the rationale in that? It's stupid. Who gives a fuck? Like, why do you owe these ancestors something? Or maybe it's the other idea that people are so weak-minded and have such little sense of identity in themselves that they need to latch on to their ancestors. I am what my ancestors did. Yeah, well, when you go back in time, like if you were to look at how people are living, 150 years ago, 300 years ago, 1,000 years ago, it's all fucking radically different. I mean, you can't really relate to these people. These people are a product of their time. You're a product of your time. The things that are really passed down from generation to generation are things that humanity slowly builds over time, like knowledge and wisdom, hopefully, along with technology. And those are things which, grow. They contain the past, but they are expansive. So hypothetically, if I were to ever have a son, I could say, well, for thousands of years, my ancestors practiced this genital mutilation on each other. But I think that hopefully over thousands of years, humanity has become wiser. So therefore, I can be a little smarter than all of them and not subject my son to this. I mean, shouldn't that be the way people think? Or shouldn't people think, well, oh, my ancestors did all this crazy shit. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should decide who I am for myself instead of letting them control me. Heritage, it's so I don't get it. I just never understood it. I can't really put myself in the mind of someone who gives a fuck about this because I've never given a fuck about it. I've always thought that is real fuck stupid. And the weird thing is, and I was thinking about this like with regards to some things what that I saw with in terms of genetic testing and how like it's different from people with different backgrounds. For example, if you're from a Jewish background, you kind of know what your supposed heritage is. You know where your people were for the last couple of thousand years. Like it's one consistent bloodline. But if you look at the black population in the United States, they have no concept because they were brought over as slaves like 300 years ago, and who knows what's going on. But without this heritage, you can see people doing things to make up a heritage, like wanting to get genetic tests and to check where their ancestors were, or to do things with names or whatever, like it matters. It really doesn't make a difference, but it seems that people want to have this heritage. They want to feel that they're part of something, more than themselves. So they're latching onto the past. The danger of heritage is that people are going to do stupid things because their predecessors did it. Like mutilating genitalia. I guess that's the big example that I can think of because it's like one of these like what the fuck things. I should make a video just on that by itself. But then we get into this idea of identity that people want to latch on to. I am this, I am that, or they think that they're Italian or that they're Irish or whatever. That's just not who you are. And I think humanity needs to get to the point where all of us just realize we're humans and I am who I am. And I'm not who my father is or my mother is. I'm not my family. I can do things differently. I don't need to act some way or think that I'm something that I fictional. A weird example of this belief in heritage. I mean, like you should act a certain way. Is some of these commercials for DNA testing, and they have people saying, "I thought I was this. Now I found out that I'm really of this ancestry. So therefore, I should start acting in a certain different way." Like, what the fuck? It just doesn't make any sense. It does. Why? Who gives a fuck? So I did 23andMe. I'm 99.1% Ashkenazi Jew. That doesn't mean I need to act like following any Ashkenazi Jewish customs. Like, why? What is? I don't get it. So this heritage is fucking stupid. I don't believe in it. No one else should believe in it. And I just, could someone really give a serious answer? Why do people care about their heritage? Like, it just doesn't compute in my brain. I just can't process that. Why should anyone give a flying fuck about this? It really puzzles me. Like, is there something wrong with me? Am I stupid? Am I mentally defective that I can't comprehend this? It almost seems that I have to be really an alternative reality to look at this and be like, I don't give a fuck. Okay. I guess that's it. I mean, the concept is so stupid and so vacuous that I can't like rant on for 20 minutes dissecting it. There's just nothing to dissect. What else could I possibly say? Just because your parents are stupid and did a bunch of nonsense doesn't mean you should. Okay. Okay, that's it. Bye.